So 2025 is looking to end on a really high note, and the reason why I say that is because recently we got all the information regarding the content that is coming to Pokemon Go in the month of December, and I really like what Niantic has in store for us. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about everything you need to know regarding the final month of 2025 in regards to Pokemon Go. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So 2025 has been a very interesting year. There has certainly been a lot of really high ups this year, and it looks like Niantic is going to be closing it off really strong. We of course have the new season, which is Precious Paths, which is going to be starting in the month of December, and alongside it, we're going to be getting some really solid events, specifically around the holiday season, as well as a lot of other really great content, including some solid raid bosses. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about everything that is coming in the month of December when it comes to Pokemon Go content. The featured Pokemon for the month of December is going to be Reshiram, Zekrom, and the new Pokemon Nacli. Nacli is going to be available starting with an event that's going to be at the beginning of the month, and then we're going to see Reshiram and Zekrom in raids during this month, which is pretty exciting in its own right. Now, when it comes to max battles, these are the Pokemon that we're going to be seeing during this month. From December 1st until December 7th, we're going to get Darumaka, and that is actually a very useful Dynamax Pokemon. And then from December 8th until the 14th, we're going to get Cryogonal. And then from the 15th until the 21st, we're going to get Kabuto. And then from the 22nd until the 28th, we're going to get the Ice-type Pokemon Spheal. And then from the 29th until January 4th, we're going to get the Pokemon Omanite. Now, when it comes to 5-star raid battles, we actually have a really good lineup of legendary Pokemon. Of course, we're going to have Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion going until December 4th. But then from December 4th until the 13th, we're going to have the legendary Pokemon Kyurem. And then from the 13th until the 22nd, we're going to have Reshiram. And then from the 22nd until the 31st, we're going to have Zekrom. Now, out of these three, I will say that both Reshiram and Zekrom are going to be really good in isolation, but the thing is with Kyurem, it is one of those Pokemon that can fuse with either Reshiram and Zekrom to create a top tier Pokemon, so you really can't ignore all three of these Pokemon. It's going to be a very busy month of some really solid raiding. And then coinciding with these Pokemon in Mega Evolution raids, we're going to have Mega Aerodactyl, Mega Medicham, and Mega Garchomp until December 4th, and then from the 4th until the 13th, we're going to have Mega Gyarados, and then from the 13th until the 22nd, we're going to have Abomasnow, and then from the 22nd until the 31st, we are going to get Mega Golali. And then spawning in 5-star Shadow raids during this month on the weekends, we're going to have Shadow Heatran, which this is actually pretty crazy because Shadow Heatran is such a very powerful Pokemon as a fire type. You do not want to miss out on this one. If you're lucky enough, maybe you'll get yourself a 100% IV or even a Shundo, and that is going to be bonkers because of just how powerful this one Pokemon can be. Alright, and let's real quick go over all the events that are going to be happening during this month. We of course know about the Journey to Paldea event, which is going to be featuring that new Pokemon Stackley, and it's going to be from December 2nd until December 9th. And then from December 6th until December 7th, we're going to get December Community Day, and this is of course the recap Community Day that we have every single December. It's going to be featuring every single Community Day Pokemon that we've had in the year 2025. So if there's a particular Pokemon that you missed out on, then make sure you mark your calendars for this particular Community Day weekend. Now, on December 11th until December 16th, we're going to get the Well-Armed event, and I'm guessing this is going to be some sort of steel type event featuring Honedge. I really do not know, but that is my prediction. And then on December 14th, we're going to be getting a Max Battle Day, and I'm guessing it's going to be one of the new Dynamax Pokemon that was teased with this season. And from December 18th until the 24th, we're going to get part 1 of the Winter Holiday event. And then on December 20th, we're actually going to be getting a Research Day, which I'm really excited about because it's my favorite kind of event, and I think we haven't really had one in a while, so I'm curious to see how this one in particular is going to go. I'm guessing it's going to be featuring some sort of holiday or ice-type Pokemon, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. And then from the 24th until the 29th, we are going to get part 2 of the Winter Holiday event. And then from the 27th and the 28th, we're going to have the Winter Weekend event. And then from December 31st until January 4th, we are, of course, going to be getting the New Year's event, and that's going to round out all of the events for this particular month. And then if we were to talk about the spotlight hours that are going to be happening during this month, we are going to be getting Cranidos with a 2x transfer candy bonus on December 2nd. And then a week later, on December 9th, we're going to have a spotlight hour featuring the Pokemon Shieldon with a 2x catch experience bonus. And then on December 16th, we're going to have a spotlight hour featuring Mindfu with a 2x catch candy bonus. And then on December 23rd, we're going to have a spotlight hour featuring Spheal with a 2x evolution experience bonus. And then the last spotlight hour of the month is going to probably be the most important one. It's going to be featuring the Pokemon Delibird with a 2x catch Stardust bonus. Keep in mind that Delibird is a bonus Stardust Pokemon, so there is a strong possibility for you to get just an insane amount of Stardust with this one particular spotlight hour. Alright, and finally, let's go over the raid hours for this month, and of course they're going to coincide with the raid bosses, but interestingly, I think we have a bit of a preview for what is coming in the month of January. So, on December 3rd, which is going to be the first Wednesday of the month, we're going to have one featuring Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion. And then a week later, on December 10th, we're going to have a raid hour featuring Kyurem. And then December 17th, we're going to have a raid hour for Reshiram. And then on December 24th, we're going to have one for Zekrom. And then here we go, on New Year's Eve, on December 31st, we're going to have a raid hour featuring Blacephalon. And I feel like this is intentional because when it comes to Blacephalon, there's usually fireworks involved with this Pokemon, so I really think this was intentional specifically for New Year's Eve. So yeah, there you go. This is everything that's coming to Pokemon Go in the month of December, and like I said, I think this is going to be a really solid month, and it's going to be a great way for Niantic to close off what was a really solid year of Pokemon Go. On top of the holiday events, I think what's really standing out is the fact that we're getting Reshiram and Zekrom back in raids. These are both very powerful Pokemon in their own right, but when you fuse them with Kyurem, they become one of the most top tier Pokemon we are ever going to get. And the key thing here is that you will want to farm up candies for either of these Pokemon, especially because if you were to ever get yourself a really high IV of the fusion forms, you will want to make sure you could power them up. Specifically when it comes to Kyurem, that is the one Pokemon you will not want to ignore because, like I said, the candies for that is what's going to allow you to power up those fusion forms. And if you're lucky enough to get yourself a 100% IV of Kyurem, that is what is going to be the IVs of the fused forms. So I think Kyurem is definitely going to be a high priority. So the raiding content is really good, the events are also really good, and I think everything that Niantic has done for the year 2025 is going to be considered probably one of the best things that they've ever done. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Is there something in particular with the month of December that you are looking forward to? Definitely share what that is, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to every single one of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Content channel, the best way you can do that is always going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to personally add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts, all that good stuff. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen. Go to your favorite platform, make sure you find me and give me a follow. That'll be a huge help to myself and as well as this channel. And you'll have access to some exclusive content and all that good stuff. Alright, and before I close this video, I want to mention that I actually have an Etsy store. So if you're looking for some sort of really cool gift to give to your friends or family for this year's holiday season, definitely go and check out my Etsy store because I'm creating a lot of really cool custom merch when it comes to K-pop and all that good stuff. So if there's something that you really like, or if there is a K-pop fan in your life, the perfect gift might be in store for them at my Etsy store. So make sure you go and check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description below, and you can find it there. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.